guys, so today I have a really important video on manifesting love and finding your divine partner. Now this is something that I'm fascinated by because I love talking about relationships and love, and I also really love spirituality and kind of the idea of bettering yourself in order to better your life and the outcomes of your life. I think they're all very intertwined, so I think the relationship that you have with dating is very connected to the relationship you have with yourself. I think a lot of it is very much a mirror, and the way that you feel about yourself you kind of seek out in other people, and then you also sometimes might put up with that from other people if you are not loving yourself, you're not feeling good about yourself, or you're lacking confidence or the self-awareness of understanding that you deserve someone to treat you really well. So with that being said, I wanted to jump right in. So I get lots of DMs and questions and messages kind of about breakups and about finding the right person and about how to not be down on yourself when maybe it's not working out with someone, or when you know it's wrong, or when you're just feeling kind of lost in the whole dating scene and world. And I think now more than ever it's very complicated for our generation to date and to kind of navigate that whole thing, just because it has become so casual. And I think there are so many people that do not take it seriously and don't maybe have the best intentions at heart at all, and that can really cloud the waters and the judgment as well. Obviously when you're trying to date and you're trying to date with intention and you have this idea and the purpose of finding the right person, you have to kind of wade through those people that aren't looking for that. So the number one tip that I would give you for manifesting the right person and finding that divine love is, number one, not being with the wrong person. I think that's a very simple, obvious answer, but a lot of people stay in relationships or even get into relationships that aren't the right one because they are afraid of being alone. Being alone is such a powerful, important tool, because when you're alone, you learn yourself, you learn what is important to you, what you value, and you learn how to be comfortable with yourself. I think we all know people that are serial daters that go from relationship to relationship, and a lot of times that comes down to them not being able to sit within their own thoughts and feelings by themselves. That can be very hard because you have to confront a lot of things. You have to really sit and entertain yourself and think about things that you need to work on and grow from. And sometimes putting a relationship into the mix can be a big distraction. And I think a lot of people do that to distract themselves from their own emotions or from their own goals or expectations they're not meeting within themselves. So if you're in the wrong relationship, and I think something really important for women to think about is our intuition. I think we are given that as such a gift. And so many girls I see are having this on and off relationship, or having a lot of issues, or going back and forth and maybe kind of not resolving the same core problems. I think that there are just so many ways that the universe can be telling you that the person is not for you. And obviously one of those is if you're unhappy, if you're being treated badly, if you're having repeating problems over and over again, if things are not changing, there's no growth. I don't believe that you should have a relationship that is not evolving and moving forward. I love this quote that says, "Don't fall in love, but rise in love." And I think that that is so important because it really does illustrate, in my opinion, what love should be about, which is growing and becoming a better person and kind of leveling up and evolving. So if someone is not making you better, they're not helping you exceed your expectations and kind of grow and learn, I don't think they're the right person for you. And I don't think that you should ever stay in a relationship for the fear of not finding someone else. There are so many people all around the world, and who's to say that someone that is making you unhappy and someone that is not working out in a romantic sense, that's obviously not the person you're supposed to be with. I think right off the bat, that is a very simple, easy way to understand that if someone is not giving you the effort that you're giving them, and they aren't actively trying to grow with you, become better people together, that is just such a sign that that's not your right person and that's not who you're supposed to be with. And don't at all worry about being single and being on your own. That is a much better place to be in than being wrongly coupled up with the person that you're not supposed to be with, because then of course you're going to miss out on the right one. So number one tip for manifesting your divine partner is make sure you're open to it and make sure you're not in the wrong relationship while you're trying to do that, because obviously that's going to make it a lot more difficult. The next thing that I think is super important when trying to manifest your dream partner and your divine love is truly believing that you deserve it. I think it's really sad, but a lot of girls these days are treated negatively by men, and they get to the point where they think that this is how dating is, this is how it's going to be, and this is almost something you have to put up with or agree with or condone, and you do not. I think that having standards and having strict standards and boundaries for yourself is actually something that upstanding men will really, really admire and will probably call out. I know when I was dating people, I would say certain things or certain actions, and it was always interesting to see guys' opinions on that, because I could tell that maybe other girls that they were talking to or seeing weren't behaving that way. And it honestly made me stand out, but in a good way. And so I think that always remembering that being true to what feels right to you is never a bad thing, and you never have to conform to maybe what other people do in order to, seem fun or seem interesting or even seem like the right girl, because the right guy is not going to want that. And I think it's important to remember that. I talk a lot about like casual sex and all that kind of stuff. And if that's not your thing and you don't feel comfortable with that and you don't enjoy that, don't do that. Don't give into it. Don't allow it, and don't make it seem okay just because your friends are doing it or just because other girls are doing it. That is not attracting the right person, because you're not acting in the way that your divine person would want you to act and would want you to be with them. And I think it's really important to just look at the type of relationship that you crave and that you want, and then to really embody that. And you have to be the type of person that you want to attract. So if you want someone who is really honest and hardworking and really emotionally open, then you have to also have all those characteristics, and life is a mirror, so you're going to pull that back into your own life. And I think that that is a really great starting point if you're trying to navigate, being single and being on your own, but also attracting the right person. Just think about all the attributes that are really important to you and make sure that you can cultivate those within yourself, because then you are on a much better path to actually finding someone that can offer that to you as well. And on the topic of believing that you are deserving of love, that is the most important, because again, life is a mirror, so the way you feel about yourself is going to be evident to others. And I think that someone that truly loves themselves, has taken the time and the work to know themselves and to be a good person and to constantly be striving to be better every single day, that person is going to radiate such self-love that it's going to be impossible to not draw in other people that just want to have that raw, pure love for you as well. And I think once you get to that point and you do that work, it's really beautiful to see the people that you attract into your life and the pure love that you are given. And you start to look back on any situation that you had where someone was dishonest or bad to you, or just not treating you in the way that you knew that you wanted to be treated. And it's really crazy because it heals your heart. And I think that's something really, really important to remember, that the right love does heal you. So any past hurts that you've had or past rejection, when you find that right person, it all fades away, because you realize that those were all stepping stones to get to this right person that is meant for you and that is going to fulfill you in so many ways that those other people never could. And that is the ultimate gift, and I think the ultimate reward of love that you have achieved after doing the work on yourself and really trying to become the best person you can be, so that you can attract that back into your life. So I wish you guys well. Of course, I want you all to be happy and in love, but also remember that if you're single in this season and that's what you're going through, there's a meaning for that, and you are supposed to be doing some work on yourself, really understanding yourself and realizing what you want and what you desire, and hopefully putting that back out into the universe so you can get it back as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to manifest your dream partner in love, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.